neurons. Okay? Through the release of chemical transmitters, there have been more than 50 compounds that have been identified as transmitters. What do we call these transmitters? Neurotransmitters. Very good. Now, please note that there are general characteristics of how neuronal communication works. Remember that neuronal communication will only occur in one direction. Okay? It is a one-way conduction, always transmitting signals in one direction. Because remember this, we need our signals to be directed towards a goal. For example, if you want to run, you need these signals to run directly through your neck muscles. What if the signals went haywire? Please note this, that if your signals are not properly functioning, for example, you will have too much signals. Too much signals is associated with what clinical condition? Yes, tetany is one. Very good. Tetany where there is locked jaw and there is stiffening of the muscles, right? Another one is convulsions. When people convulse, there's just too many signals going on. Okay? So yeah, it's always in one direction. It always has to be very, very specific. Now we talked about neurotransmitters in the overview, right? We classified it by function. Excitatory neurotransmitters, please note, the word excitatory means they excite neurons. Okay? They excite neurons to produce an action potential. That's the main goal. Okay? Now, some of the major excitatory neurotransmitters are epinephrine, also known as adrenaline, okay? Also known as adrenaline, and norepinephrine, also known as noradrenaline. Epinephrine and norepinephrine are very, very important clinically, especially for emergency and ICU patients. And we'll talk about that just in a while. Now, inhibitory neurotransmitters are the ones that inhibit a neuron. Excitatory neurotransmitters excite the neuron, increasing the likelihood of an action potential. They don't automatically cause an action potential. Please note this. They increase the likelihood that an action potential will occur. And you might be wondering, what's that? And I'll explain that a bit later. Okay? For the inhibitory neurotransmitters, these are the ones that decrease the likelihood of an action potential to fire. So the major inhibitory neurotransmitters include serotonin or serotonin and your gamma aminobutyric acid. What is serotonin associated with? Sleep, or the feeling of sleepiness. Okay? And gamma aminobutyric acid, as I will later describe, is actually the one responsible for allowing us to do fine movements. Okay? Gamma is the one that allows us to do fine movements. And how is that so? It's inhibitory. How does it allow us to do fine movements? In convulsions, do patients have fine movements? No. Arms are playing around, there is no coordination whatsoever. Convulsions are usually associated with the decrease of gamma. The only reason why I'm able to point my finger at a specific place is because acetylcholine irritated my muscles. But what keeps my muscles in place is gamma. Some of my muscles are actually being inhibited. Because if all of my muscles were working at the same time, aside from it being contracted like this, I would probably be playing around like that. So gamma is the one that allows us to have fine movements. And some neurotransmitters like acetylcholine and dopamine can actually be both excitatory and inhibitory depending on the type of receptors that are present and and depending on the function of a particular place in the brain. So there are 6 types. We talked about this last meeting as well. There's acetylcholine. Remember that everything to do with motor is always acetylcholine. Amino acid types are your gamma aminobutyric acid, your glycine, glutamate, aspartate. The neuropeptides, surprisingly, oxytocin, endorphin is also included as a neurotransmitter, as well as vasopressin. The funny thing is, remember I told you I was going to speak about the psychology of love. Did you know that the feelings of strong attachment to a person is actually due to an increased secretion of oxytocin? They say that in the first 3 years of a relationship, that's the time we can't get enough of that person. Okay? After 3 years, you've had more than enough. Okay? The time that you can't get enough of that person, you're always thinking about the person, you're always wanting to be beside that person, is associated with an increase of oxytocin and vasopressin. But your sensitivity to oxytocin and vasopressin diminishes after that 1 to 3 year period. And that's where the real trials take place. How to keep the relationship together. And remember this, on the average, very few relationships usually last about 2 years, on the average. Okay? Well, some of you may have had relationships for much longer than that. But on the average, it's about 2 years. And the theory is because of insensitivity or decreased sensitivity to oxytocin. It's either a decreased sensitivity to oxytocin or a decrease in secretion after a while in a relationship. Interesting, right? Very interesting. The monoamines are dopamine and serotonin. Now that you're from the school already. And the purines, we all know this, adenosine and ATP are the ones that are responsible for it. And you also have lipids and gases like nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a very, very potent vasodilator. What drug increases nitric oxide in the body? Yes, very good. Viagra. Sildenafil. Okay, sildenafil citrate. Okay, Viagra increases nitric oxide. Do you want to know why you need Viagra? As males get older, okay, it's only one of 2 things, okay? It's either you get older or you masturbate too much. Okay, so take your pick. Which one is it? As you get older, or if you masturbate too much, like 11 times a day, the nitric oxide receptors in your penis get diminished. They decrease in number. Nitric oxide is very, very much needed for you to get an erection. Because erection is all about vasodilation. You all know, right, that the structure of the penis does not include a bone. People have asked me that. Do penises have bones? Because when they're stiff, they're harder than bones. Okay? That are boner, right? No, they do not have bones. They have a network of blood vessels inside the penis. If the nitric oxide receptors are diminished, then there is a decreased likelihood of vasodilation in the penis. What do you do to counter that? You take a drug like Viagra, which increases the levels of nitric oxide in the body to enable erection. And that's how simple the mechanism of action of Viagra is. But word of caution to your patients: if you ever prescribe Viagra, please remember this. Always check if your patient has a cardiac condition. Because if your patient has congestive heart failure and you give them Viagra, you will send them into shock.